Hello, good morning and welcome back to my channel and welcome to the capital of Laos, Vientiane. I'm standing here with this very prominent and famous landmark, not only in Vientiane but also for the whole of Laos. We'll be taking a look around that in a minute, but I'm probably going to be making two videos from the city because there is quite a lot to see here. If you can hear me above all the traffic, I said it was bustling, and it's changed quite a lot since my first visit here back in 2008. A lot more banks and posh cars. But first we'll dip into some history and then I'll start showing you around the city. Vientiane is the French spelling derived from the Lao Vientiane, which translates as the walled city of sandalwood. Settled since at least 1000 AD as an early Mon settlement, which later became dominated by the Khmer Empire, Vientiane became an important administrative city of the Kingdom of Langshan in the 14th and 15th centuries, before becoming its capital in 1563. When Langshan fell apart in 1707, it became an independent Kingdom of Vientiane. In 1779, it was conquered by the Siamese and made a vassal state of Siam. When King Anuvong raised an unsuccessful rebellion, it was obliterated by Siamese armies in 1827. The city was burned to the ground and was looted of nearly all Laotian artifacts, including Buddha statues as well as people. Vientiane was in great despair, depopulated and disappearing into the forest when the French arrived. It eventually passed to French rule in 1893, before becoming the capital of the French Protectorate of Laos in 1899. During the French colonial period, the city was rebuilt and various temples were repaired. Vietnamese were encouraged to migrate to Laos, which resulted in 53% of the city's population being Vietnamese by World War II. During the war, Vientiane fell with little resistance and was occupied by Japanese forces until French paratroopers dropped in and reoccupied the city on the 24th of April 1945. However, the French didn't last long after the war, as Laos became an independent nation in 1953, with communists taking over in 1975 following the Laotian Civil War. Okay then, so let's start exploring the city with its very own version of the Arc de Triomphe in Paris and one of its principal landmarks. Its name literally means Victory Gate or the Gate of Triumph, and it was built between 1957 and 1968 as a memorial to the Laotians who fought in the struggle for independence from France. It was financed using American funds and cement actually intended for building a new airport. The Royal Laotian government instead built the monument, which earned it the nickname the Vertical Runway. It has 4 arches which align to the cardinal points and 5 stupas on top, which are intended to represent the 5 principles of Buddhism. The most striking decorative features of the monument are the gilded reliefs on the underside of the arches. These contain images from Laotian mythology, including a half-bird, half-woman Kinnari, as well as Erawan, the 3-headed elephant, and Hindu gods Vishnu, Brahma and Indra. And so they've got some history here of the Victory Monument. It was first constructed in 1957. So you can climb up to the roof of the Victory Monument here. It costs about 30,000 kip. And there's some historical information and photographs on the way up. So I've just come down to the end of the Vientiane's Champs-Élysées, and right at the end is the President's Palace here. Very, very pretty place. Fountains and flags. So this is Sisaket, and it was built in 1820, and when the Siamese invaded in 1827, it was one of only a very few temples that didn't get destroyed by the Siamese, because it said that they thought it had a Siamese styled roof, so that's why they left it. So unfortunately you're not allowed to take any photos inside, so but it's very, very pretty. There's lots of wall paintings. So I'm now in the old French quarter of Vientiane. Got this beautiful building with lovely green shutters on it. And then just down here we've got a cathedral. And then right behind me, you see this wall that's just been in the process of being painted, is the French embassy. I think on a previous visit I remember coming here and seeing these old French villas. I mean, they're still looking very run down, but it looked like they were being lived in by local Laos, you know, homeless local Laos. And this is the Sacred Heart Cathedral which is also known as the Vientiane Cathedral, obviously French Catholic, and it was built in 1928 when the French were still here, and as you can see it's been renovated at the moment. If I have some photos from the inside from a previous visit, I'll show them to you now. Looks like they've setting up for a big wedding here. I, for one, am a bit of a bread fan. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, and I wish we had all this kind of bread in Thailand. And Thailand's literally just over the other side of the Mekong. So this is a big old shopping mall called Talat Sao. It's been here quite a while, and there's actually two parts to this. There's this part and then this part over here, and they all sell sort of clothes, electronics and bags and shoes, you name it, cosmetics. I'm not too sure if there's any fruit and veg or anything like that in there. I think it's purely non-food items. This level, which is the next story up, just seems to be full of jewellery shops, particular gold. So yeah, bags and suitcases, clothing, you name it. I don't know what the prices are like here, because everything must be imported from China, so it must be fairly cheap. But whether or not it's cheaper than Thailand, I don't know. It just goes on and on and on, all the way down there. The wholesale marketing have all kind of the fabric wholesale and retail. This is where you can get cloth. So very near the presidential palace and the main central street here in Vientiane, we've got this lovely park here. This is a fountain park, Nam Phu. And since I was last here, they've really tidied this place up. And in fact, this hotel here wasn't here when the last time I was in the city, and there's an ibis behind it as well. So things have changed in 7 years or so since I was last here. Okay, so this is a rather famous landmark here in Vientiane. This stupa's name actually means the dark stupa or the black stupa. You can see up the top there it looks quite black, and that's because it's been weathered. And it's particularly important for local people here because it's got a couple of legends associated with it, which I'll explain on the screen and show you more of the stupa as we're going around here, as it sits in the middle of the roundabout. So right along the riverfront, near where the night market is each night, is this lovely Cantonese Chinese temple. So I've come down to the riverside where you can find these flags, and at night there's a little fun fair here that kicks in. I'll show you that. So this is the city pillar shrine for Vientiane, and a city pillar is basically one or more pillars, posts, that act as a deity to the local population for helping protect their town or city. And you normally find them in Thailand, in provincial capitals and historical towns, that kind of thing. So this one must have been placed here when the Siamese were here, maybe, I don't know. And there's some history here of the city pillar shrine. So there's a little park adjoining the temple, and there's this statue of a previous king. I'll put his name and details of who he was and what he did up on the screen. So this is the night market that runs along the side of the river in the sort of tourist area of town. And I think it's open every night, so we'll just take a look around. There's all kinds of clothing and shoes and bags and makeup, cosmetics, you name it. There's also a fun fair here with dodgems and little rides for kids. It's all very sweet, very cute. Some bouncy castles or something over there. And that's where I'm going to leave off this video for now. If you like it, then give me a big thumbs up, and why not subscribe to my channel down below. Until the next video, see you later.